Hello, YouTube fans, here again. And I figure why not talk about this one? People may not have heard of it, people may not know it, but do you remember the time when we had Bravo? I'm not saying Bravo as to saying like Bravo. I mean Bravo, the channel Bravo. Noted when it was on Sky, come out in the early 90s, that being Bravo, went on through to the late 90s. I think it went bye-bye in the early 2000s. Could have had one done that, but no, it went bye-bye. Very short, very sweet. And I used to like Bravo. I used to like it. I remember the golden days of Sky TV. I remember when we had Bravo. And when Bravo first come out, there was more, films from the 60s, films from the 70s, some poll times, biographies, and so on. Had a lot Bravo. And as it went on, we started to see, I think, right, there could be right, could be wrong, but it actually saw My Bloody Father Time, the original tacit from 81, My Bloody Father Time. And then think right there, could be right and wrong. It was the first time we actually got to have the luxury, of seeing My Bloody Father Time in its uncut form. For some reason, as it went on through Sky, My Bloody Father Time, all we ever got was the cut down one. But then Barthol's own enough for well-known films. You know what I mean? It's on the movie Twisted Nerve. Very good film. If you've never seen Twisted Nerve, a very good British drama. And not only did we have a Twisted Nerve, it started to show a lot of the video nasties. Remember the other movies what I reviewed? The video nasties. And again, we got to see the films in the uncut form. The only way we ever got to see some of the video nasties in its totally uncut would have been on Bravo. So I delete Bravo for that. We had to go to see films because back on the days when they were on the days of Fipto, which was a well-known video company, the only way we saw them was to cut to shit versions. But on Bravo, we actually had the luxury of seeing Zombie Theaters, my favourite zombie film, uncut. I got to see Soul Done Assassin, uncut. I got to see Last House by the Cemetery, uncut. House by the Cemetery, duh, that's a new one. I meant to say House by the Cemetery, uncut. I got to see The Beyond, uncut. It was only way you could see it uncut was on Bravo. There was other films and all. It wasn't just all blood, gore and all the movies. And I'm trying to think of other things. I remember my favourite TV series. I remember One Day Around the World. I might review this. I'll sing a bit and people might know if people around in that era. Monkey Matted, doo doo, Monkey Matted, doo doo. I won't do the rest, but remember the classic show, Monkey Matic? Well, Bravo sold it, and I dilute them. I used to enjoy watching that when I was a kid and re-watching it on Bravo. I've got to admit, it made me feel like a kid. I felt like a kid again watching it. But the thing I loved about Bravo was near the season to Fill Your Ducks Up, that being Christmas, Bravo once did a thing for horror movies. This actually had the balls to show gruesome, gory, blood to the wall horror movies near the season to Fill Your Ducks Up. That's really powerful for that. I remember the iconic photo where they had like a demon Santa, and it was the days when they could market. Back then, Barfo knew how to market themselves. They knew how to sell themselves. They had a lot of well-known shows, a lot of talk shows. They did it all. They did it all in them days, and it went on for some years. But then they wanted it to go more PC friendly as the days went on. They weren't showing any more horror films. They started to keep it mild. They had a lot of good biker programs and a lot of these, reality shows and talk shows. And in all fairness, I think that's when Bravo started to go downhill. The ratings went down, the viewing went down. It just went downhill. And it's the same because I remember watching Bravo back in the early 90s with that logo, Bravo on the side. And it's like, just like Sky believing shit. Bravo went to shit. And sad to say, because it wasn't making the money, wasn't making the cess what it used to make. It went bye bye and went off the air in the early 2000s, and it was the same. It was the same because I remember the days, like I said, rewind back, repeat what I just said. I remember seeing My Bloody Time on Bravo, the Total Uncut one. I remember seeing A Twisted Nerve, Damned Good British Filler on Bravo. I remember once watching another British horror movie on Bravo, Fight. Never seen that film? Good film, actually. Dennis Waterman and George Joel before Minor. Dennis Waterman gets killed and George Joel walks over him. It's kind of sad now because none of them are no longer with us. And I remember right there, a lot of them are no longer with us in that film. Even had Anna Batman, Pussy Galore. Anna Batman was in the film and all. Very good film. And you had a lot of other stuff, a lot of films, a lot of programs. Rewind back what I said, we had Monkey Matic. And it's like I said, you had all these talk shows, reality shows. I remember right there, I could be right, I could be wrong. Remember the show Cheaters? We had Cheaters, we had other shows, we had cop shows. We had it all. We had it all on Bravo. And like I said, Bravo took a chance back then. There wasn't PC pussified, there wasn't PC friendly. They took chances, they sold films, they sold a lot. So it's kind of sad, really. It's kind of sad that Bravo went bye-bye in the early 2000s because I think with Bravo, it could have meant more, it could have went bigger, it could have been better. It could have went better. It could have had a lot more going for it. Instead, it went. I was just thinking back. It just came to me. It's one of the channels on Sky you never hear of no more. Nobody talks about Bravo. But back in the day, like the days of UK Gold, the days of Sky One, the days of Sky Movies, the days of the movie channel. We've got that many movie channels now on Sky, but is Sky really worth a fuck anymore? Just my opinion. My opinion. I just think nowadays Sky's lacking anything. It's lacking a motivation. Back in its heyday, I remember once talking about Sky TV. Back in its heyday, Sky had something. Had something what it's lacking these days. Want to know what it is? Want to know what it is? Balls. It's lacking balls. Big balls. Big gigantic balls. It's lacking it. But back in them days, Bravo had balls. What fucking thing nowadays when it comes to this season of Fold Your Ducks Up, you get fucking Christmas movies on fucking Sky. It's even a full up. Bravo didn't give a fuck. It's like, put horror movies on. We had other films from the 70s and the 80s, and they were showing them uncut. Uncut. Before I ever got the looks to see them on DVD or any of fights where you got to see them uncut. We got to see it on Bravo, and it was great. It was great to have those programs. It was great to look at something. What was the fest? Something new. But it's the same. I just thought about it. I thought I'd refer about it. The days of when we had Bravo on Sky TV. If there's ever a channel you miss, whether it be the wrestling channel, whether it be certain channels that Sky don't show anymore, because to be honest, if Sky believes in shit, then let me know. It'd be interesting. But yeah, that was the golden days of Bravo. I remember it, and it brings memories back to me on the golden days of when Sky was worth a fuck. Whether it be the golden days of Analog before we had fucking Sky, Ditnical, and the only bluey we ever had to look is when it went off, and you had that word, signal, which I can't do when I went to every fucking pub going, and they had Sky TV, you'd make a pound bet, you would see no signal. And that was fucking Sky Ditnical for you. But yeah, I miss them days of Analog Sky, and then what else I miss? The days when we had Bravo, and it was worth a fuck. Be smart, be safe. See you later.